Alright, so let's take a little peek here at the potatoes. These are the white potatoes here, and I'm starting to pull things back, and I notice, ooh, something's starting to eat that potato. So these might be done. So the best way to find out is to pull back this mulch and look at the potatoes underneath. Yeah. Alright, so potatoes. Looks like we got potatoes. Potatoes. Alright. So, if you just pop right out of the ground here, that's not too bad. Potato. Some of these might be small. Ooh, there's a potato. Look at that. Potato. The ground is very loose. I'm going to pull this mulch back even further because we don't really need it, because I'm going to put wood chips on it instead. It's a better thing. Oh, look at the potatoes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Some little potatoes. Okay. I don't really know what to... I guess that's the thing when you grow potatoes, that it's a surprising kind of thing of, you know, did they grow or not? And they were close to the surface, so I don't expect them to be very deep. So let's... There's some sunchokes here that have kind of invaded. There's this one here that's still attached, so, well, let's kind of see here. And I got, oh, they've really pushed to the top, and I'm trying to film and do this with one hand, so it's kind of awkward. And I don't want to really pull up the sunchoke so much. Let me get this mulch out of the way. Let's see. Yeah, some big potatoes, little potatoes, right? I mean, that's, I guess, what you'd expect. Oh, look. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, boy. Look at that. Potatoes. Wow. Jeez. And I tell you, one of the things that I did here, look at how nice that potato is. I basically planted, you know, some people cut the potato in pieces. I planted whole potato. And that is, I think, the best, because it will give you the best opportunity to grow bigger potatoes, I think. Alright, boy, this ground, you can see how nice the ground is, right? So it was really amenable here to potatoes. Boy, there's things deeper in here too. Oh, wow, look at that. That was kind of deep in there, potato. Alright, well, let's kind of push some more mulch back. Alright, let's pull the dead plants. You supposedly know when the potatoes are done because the plant dies back, which these have done so. And they were close to the top because that was a methodology that I saw on the internet, and it seemed to bear fruit. There's some little ones. Of course, you're going to have little potatoes. That is a big potato. Wow, look at that, folks. And a little potato. Okay. Let's get in here. You know, if we buried them really deep, you'd get that shovel and you'd put it in here, but so far, we're having a good time with the potatoes. So there we go. There's another potato. Alright, so let's put these potatoes, as we get them, into the colander. And that way, we'll see how many we got. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like the sweet potatoes last year. I mean, look at that one, just was like laying there. I mean, it detaches itself, and it's just ready to be picked. Now, there's the blue potatoes in here, too, and I'm not sure where the blue ones end, because I think those are still a little smallish. So, let me take some of this. Yeah. Alright, so here is... Oh, something's kind of eating that one, but maybe it's okay if we take that bad spot. It's either eating it or just a bad spot. Alright, here's potato. These sunchokes, I gotta pull these up. Oh no, those are a little bit more potatoes here. Let me pull this up. Shake it a little bit. Oh wow, Jiminy Christmas. Look at that potato. So there were some smaller ones attached to it, but... Alright, let's shake this dirt off. There's another small one. Here, if you can maybe break that off of its stem. And is this kind of the same thing? No, these are just some bare roots. Okay. Alright. Here's some really tiny ones. Alright, let me pull this mulch back. Yeah, there are all sorts of different sizes as it started to, I think, sprout. But I don't know how deep to go yet, but here's going deep. This looks like a purple potato. Here's some of the purple ones here too. So I think I might have hit the border between yellow and purple. Let me take this mulch and throw this out of the way. Oh, look. So as I pull back the mulch, you can see the potatoes. So look, and it was just kind of loose standing there. It's not like you really had to dislodge it from anything. Okay. All right. There's 4 more. Okay. And there could be some deeper in here, which, well, there are if I start digging deep enough. Because most of them were close to the top. So I don't have to dig very deep. You know, usually you put the shovel in there. Yeah, just hold it a little bit there. Now I can use 2 hands, so just I'm just kind of pulling this away. The dirt's not very compacted at all. It's very loose. So the only thing in the way is the irrigation lines. But I can just go through here and try to find the loose potatoes. That might be easy enough. Probably have to reset the irrigation line. Now we're getting into the sunchoke area here, so there won't be anything there. This is a dead potato plant. Oh look, so as I pull that up, then there's that, and there's this potato. Okay. So it's just in this quadrant. Let me pull back some of this mulch, or I'll push it more towards the sunchokes to grow. There's the dead plant, so I kind of know where I planted the original potato. And there we are, some more potatoes.
My head gets in the way.
Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, right over here, kind of on the border area. There's another one. There's another one. Kind of getting into the sunchokes. They're starting to spread here too on this border area. There they are. Some more potatoes. Okay. Yeah, because they're all close to the top. I don't think they really went deep. So I can just kind of go through this very loose soil here and kind of find most of them as they're in this border area. Here's another original plant. I'll throw that mulch out because I don't want to use that again. I'll use my wood chips. There's the rest of them in this area in the back. I planted them kind of close together. See, here's a little purple guy who got a little bit too close to the white potatoes there, kind of spread. Alright, here's more of the white potato. Yep, here's the purples over here. So as I'm starting to reach in, I'm starting to grab some of the little purple ones that are done. I think the purple ones in general were smaller than the white variety that we planted, so it's not unusual that I'm seeing that. Here is, look at that. So this white potato grew around my garden spike. Look at that, it grew right around and into it. Ain't that funny? It was going to grow wherever that was, and that spike was just in the way.
This thing here.
Yeah. This is the purple
there.
ones, so they're kind of, they look like they're dying back and ready to be picked, but I was going to give them maybe a little bit extra time because they are still kind of growing, and they're still on the smallish end, the purple potatoes. Okay. Alright, that may be the only Alright, so let's see what we got here from our colander. So from this little, well, I don't know, 2x4 area, we planted, you know, one potato each, and it looks like we got a whole colander full of medium-sized white potatoes. Here's the purple that I started to invade. They're going to be on the smaller and the purple variety, but these plants haven't fully died back yet. I may give them a little bit more time to get maybe a little bit bigger, but that could be it. But anyways, for not having potatoes last year, and we planted them this year, and you know, you can kind of see how big the colander is. We got at least 2 or 3 meals worth here out of white potatoes, and they're organically grown, and you know, well, this is our first successful year of potatoes. So sweet potatoes and regular potatoes, so far so good.
They look good.
Yeah, they look good. We'll just take them in the house.
Wash them.
Yeah, wash them. I mean, again, they need to cure and stuff like that, and you let the skin harden up and all that kind of stuff that they say to do, you know. But yeah, that's our potato harvest so far. Maybe in another week or so, these will die back a little bit more, and we'll pull the purples as we're kind of catching some of the small purple ones. So yeah, that's good here. Now I'm all dirty, but that's okay. You like playing in the dirt. All right, so the sunchokes and then the sweet potatoes. Got the vines over here. If we kind of watch what we're doing here, these vines are vining out. You can see that they're looking for somewhere to vine, and so as they get longer, I'm trellising them up so that they can climb and climb and climb. And hopefully this will turn into last year's big harvest of sweet potatoes. They seem to like this area, getting a lot of sun. It's a lot of good dirt in here, so they should vine up pretty well and capture all that sun, because they're going to be out here for 4 or 5 months, and it's all going to be hot and 100 degrees. So as long as we keep watering it with the irrigation and fertilizing, and
these are all the sunchokes.
Yeah, the sunchokes are starting to put flowers on there. If you notice, they make sunflower-like flowers. So at the tops of each, you'll at least have kind of an ornamental, you know, vegetable, you know, and then in the fall, those will die back too, and then we should be able to pull back some sunchokes. Keep some for seed and
see how tall they're as tall as a fence.
Yeah, almost as tall as a fence. They'll get taller. Hopefully I don't have to stake them up. They'll be able to be strong enough to go straight up. They'll have a good enough root structure. Sometimes they get too heavy and they topple over. But okay, so that's you know, first potato harvest so far. We'll take these in, and we know you know,
what do we do?
Eat some dinner. So all right. Alright, so here's the potatoes with some of the dirt there brushed off, so you can see that, you know, we got a fairly decent harvest out of the little potatoes. Of course, this one, as we're looking at, is the oddball. That is the sunchoke. That was growing kind of mixed in. It got loose in there, so that's why he doesn't look like the other ones. That's a big sunchoke. But anyway, so we got the white potatoes, and we started to grab a few of the purple ones as we were pulling out the white potatoes. The purple ones we'll pull out later, but just like the sweet potatoes last year, this kind of gave us a good harvest, so we'll kind of do the same thing last year, which was put the seed potatoes in, don't put them too deep, keep them shallow, cover it up so that the sun don't hit it, and water, and that's it. That's how it works. So here's at least one success for this summer.